So let's look at the next one here. Clara sells 3 picture frames for $15 and 4 frames for $20. The pattern for the price of the frames is the same. How much money will Clara make if she sells 6 frames? Well, we know that if we have 3 frames and they're for $15, we can just do simple division here. 15 divided by 3 gives us 5. And then if we come over and we look at the next one, 4 picture frames for 20, 20 divided by 4 gives us 5. So the one picture frame, just one picture frame, costs us $5. So the rule is that we're multiplying by 5. So if she has 6 frames and they're each $5, our answer would be 30. For this one, they just did it instead of just doing the multiplication division like I did, they drew it out in picture form. 1 frame, 2 frame, 3 frames, 4 frames, 5 frames, 6 frames. And we know that each increases by $5 for each frame. So if we look, we go 5 plus 5 is 10, 10 plus 5 is 15, 15 plus 5 is 20, 20 plus 5 is 25, and to get to 6 picture frames, that pattern increases by 5, and our answer over here is going to be 30. See? All right. So this next one here. The chapters in Daniel's book follow a pattern. I went too far. I already showed you the answer. The even chapters have 12 pages. The odd chapters have 16 pages. The first page of the chapter is 1. Extend the pattern to find the number of pages in chapter 6. So it already told us that the even chapters right here have 12 pages, and that the odd chapters have 16 pages. So we know that going from one to the next, we're either going to be increasing by 12 or by 16. Whenever we go from an even number to an odd number, we're increasing by 16. And whenever we go from the odd number, the first page, to the even number, we're increasing by the even number. Right? So the first chapter is an odd number, so that's why it has 16 pages. But then we add 12 to it, and we get 28. And then we add 16 to get to our odd chapter, and gives us 44. And if we just keep that pattern going, adding 12, adding 16, adding 12, gets us to our final number of the chapter 6 is going to have 84, will be on page 84, and at page 84. All right, so let's look at this. All right, these are the couple that we're going to do together. Let me get a nice color here. We'll go orange. All right. So we have to figure out what the missing number is. We're only looking for the very next number. So when you're doing your work today on the Google form, and I'll show you, you're only trying to find the very next number. You don't have to keep on extending it out multiple numbers. You only have to find the one number. We're only looking for one number here. All right. So if we're going 9 to 12, 12 to 15, 15 to 18, 18 to 21, we have to figure out what the difference is between these two numbers. Well, let's just start at 1. 9 plus 1 is 10, so it doesn't increase by 1. Let's try 2. 9 plus 2, 9, 10, 11. Nope. Let's try 3. 9 plus 3 is 12. It seems to work. So on my scrap paper, I'd write these numbers out, and I'd write a 3 there. And then if I go 12 plus 3, yeah, that works. That seems to be working like the pattern. 15. If I go 3 more, 18. If I go 3 more, 21. So if I add 3 more to 21, I'll get 24. All right, so this pattern is you're adding 3. Let's look at this next pattern. This one, there's 2 steps. We're going to do something like in the last one where you had to add 12 and then add 16. This one is, what are we going to add? And it's telling us what are we going to then subtract. So if we're going from 5 to 6, I guess I'm only adding 1. I'm just going to say 1. But then I'm going then, because it says then, if I go from 6 to 4, and it tells me I'm subtracting, I guess I'm going to be subtracting 2. And let's see if that pattern works. 5 plus 1 is 6. Then I subtract out 2. 6 minus 2 is 4. And then if I repeat that pattern again, 4 plus 1 gives me 5. And then 5 minus 2 gives me 3. So what am I going to do next? I'm going to add or subtract? I'm going to add, because it's 1, 2, 1, 2. So this is going to be a 1. So if I'm adding 1, my answer here is going to be 4. And if I kept on going on, then if I subtract 2 from 4, that's my comma, I would be at 2. And then if I kept on going, I added 1, I'd be at 3. And then if I subtracted 2, I'd be at 1, right? And then if I added 1, I'd be at 2. And you can all see where this is going to end. And if I subtract out 2 from 2, guess where I'm going to end? I'm going to end at 0. You don't need to do all of this. Just wanted to show you how it worked. We don't have to do this much. We're only looking for the very first or the very next number set in our pattern. Now, Antonio runs 30 minutes each day. Extend the pattern to find the number of minutes he will have run by day 5. Well, first day he runs 30 minutes. Antonio runs 30 minutes each day. So the next day he's going to be running another 30, and then another 30, and another 30. So 30 plus 30 is 60. 60 plus 30 is 90. 90 plus 30 is 120. 120 plus 30 is 150. And we would fill in the pattern that way. So for your work today, you're going to see this in the Google form. You are going, and I split these questions up. It's not just one question on the Google form. I'll show you in a second. The first question is this. Find the digit that goes, and then tell me what the pattern is. Add by 2, subtract by 1, add by 3. Whatever the pattern is, that's what you're going to fill in. And you're going to do that for each of these. So you'll see this number set on the Google form, and you'll tell me what the next digit is. And then the very next problem will have the same numbers, but then you're going to have to tell me what the actual pattern is. What are you adding? What are you subtracting to figure out that pattern? Let's take a look at it. All right, so here's your Google form. All right, so just like I showed you, here's the number in the pattern. You're going to tell me what the next number is. And then the next question is, what is the pattern? You're going to tell me what the pattern is. Add, subtract, and you have to tell me by how many. So if it's add by 2, you're going to write add, ADD, 2. And you can just write the number 2. You don't have to spell out TWO. If it's subtract 3, you'll write subtract, SUBTRACT, 3, and you'll write the number 3, not THREE. And you'll do that for all of these as we go down. Then it's the next section, and you have to tell me what number goes inside of this pattern. So what is the pattern? How much is it increasing? All right, and then how many, what will be this actual number? So this one's just a little flip-flop from the last time we did it. This one, you're just telling me what number, how many blocks. So you're going to answer what would go in here. For the pattern, this one is looking for inside of the pattern. So instead of us looking to answer the pattern at the very end, we're going to have to figure out what the pattern is, or to get a number inside the pattern. So we're not looking for the next number. Right here, we know, we have 63, but then we don't know what comes next, but we know if we go from 47 to 39, we know that there's a difference. And I can also tell that this one is actually decreasing. So that pattern might be something that has to do with subtraction, because the number starts at 63 and ends at 39. So I know it's going down. You're going to do that all the way along. And we got a couple problem solving questions. I think there was 2. And that's it for the Google form. But then you'll see, I believe I put in 4 word problems that are a part of a quiz at the very end of this Nearpod. So I'm going to ask that you do those 2. Make sure that you answer all the questions. There's 2 extended, there's an activity, one where you can look at extending some numbers, and then there's a game at the end of the Nearpod. So hopefully you have luck with doing it. Remember, if you have any questions, you can email myself or Miss Davis, and we'll answer those questions. Just like we did yesterday, tomorrow we'll hold 2 Google Meets so we can go in and answer any questions that you might have. And good luck, and hopefully you get it done and you're keeping on top of all your work. For myself, Miss Davis's science projects that she has going on, and you're getting all your language arts done for Miss Keogh. And good luck, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody.